doggone Ross machine. Y'all do. Really annoying. Chipper don't care. Chip don't care. Hello, chat. Yeah, I said I wasn't gonna work today. But then I woke up this morning and it's like, well, I'd just rather be in my harvester than just about anything else. So here I am. Hopefully my wife doesn't go into labor today. See? Juice just ain't worth the squeeze on these jobs. Sorry. That's the difference in a bear. That right there. You'd never fucking move that in an Ergo, Scorpion, Matsu, fucking John Deere. Just wouldn't. This is what I do all day, about 90% of the year. Pick apart big hardwood tops. I do like it. I do enjoy doing big trees, so it comes with the territory with our pulp markets here that you gotta, if you want to cut the logs, you gotta cut the pulp off them, so you gotta get good at picking apart these tops. That's about it. Otherwise, you ain't gonna make shit. I mean, I could go through just weeding out the little trees, saving all the big log trees, but it's not how they want to cut. If you do that, you end up just high grading it because you just pick the easy log trees to cut, so. I just cut them all. They're big and ugly, I cut it. Big, I cut it. And they fucking love it. Foresters just get their dicks hard. Don't get me wrong, I like the numbers I put up in plantation pine. Yeah, it's good money, but it's fucking boring. Just constantly feed trees, doing the same thing, same move over and over. I can do about a month of it, and then I've just about had enough time. Pine, small wood, repetitive timber. Doesn't require thought. So this is on cut ahead of me. Sorry about the dust in the window. It's on cut. And this is where I've been through already. They want space. There was an old road right there, so it looks shitty. You get in the woods, it looks pretty good. Saving all the trees that are like this size. I'm gonna drive past that thing. It's only about 16 inches straight. It's got a little seam, but I'll get pulled the next time. Supposed to rain all later, which is nice because it's keeping nice for harvesting. It'd be nice to generate for trucking, but I hate sunny days cutting. It's just there's always a glare. I like these cloudy days. In case anyone watching is wondering, this is a 2020 Bear Bonzi with an H8 on it. It's originally was bought new in Finland and worked over there for a few years. Then something with the owner of the company over there got sick, and the factory bought a few of the bears back from his company, and they went through the factory reman, and Pekka had these imported. And this is one of them. This is they take care of their shit over there. Whoever had this machine in Europe did a phenomenal job to take care of it. I had one little itty bitty dent, like the hailstone size, the door panel, and that was about it. Not the door panel, the cab on the opposite door side. So in the factory reman, they go through and they replace everything. Like if it's worn, it's replaced. It's pretty incredible. When I went through the machine when I first got it, I mean, it's as close to a brand new machine as you can get without it being a brand new machine. with that comes significant price savings. Like I couldn't justify spending $1 million on a brand new bear. Just the price tag's way too high. But this, yeah, instead of upgrading to an Ergo or something that had similar hours for around the same, it was a no-brainer to me. Just get lucky every now and then, I guess. Shit comes for sale at the right time when you're looking, and what had me looking is I was looking to put a winch on my Ergo, and the salesman suggested, he's like, well, I don't think you got the plates to mount the winch on your Ergo, and he said it's a real pain in the ass. Him being a salesman suggested this bear that was coming over, and me being me said, well, hell yeah. And yeah, the rest is kind of history. It's kind of a no-brainer. When I did the difference in payments where I was at, it's negligible. It's like a load a month. I suppose that was factoring in. I had payments on 2 machines. I had 4-wheeler 2. I paid that off, so. Good fucking stuff. What the hell am I on? I will say this machine is definitely overkill. Like, I feel like I could do even bigger trees than these pretty easily, but I would rather be overkill than underpowered. Shit, I wish my timber was bigger than these. These are pretty nice. What I do there is I cut it off where the log ends. Like, there was that big canker there, it was going to be rotting any farther ahead of it. By cutting it off there, and then if I think it's long enough to make an 8-foot log, I'll throw it in the 8-foot log pile. See, that log ended right there. The big hollow spot, you can see it as well, but and then that's just the end of the log, so there's no point in trying to fight for the length if you're trying to cut a log out of it. It ends right there. So it's either a log or it's not. Let's move on to the pulpwood. Least valuable, most time-consuming piece of the tree. I know I'm wasting my time on this because I don't think I'm gonna have enough at the end of it. I can get one more. Going on the trail. See, I like to do this. If I have a lot of tree that's off to the side of my trail, I'll just pull up there, cut it. I know Rod can still reach it in the 4-wooder. Get back on my trail. It keeps my paths a lot wider, and I can kind of pick some more trees with fewer cut trails in the woods, which keeps more trees standing, unless I have to take to get around. Oh no, that wasn't an old stump, that was one of my high stumps. Love it. What are you doing there, Anna? Come on, now, one. Fucking amateur. Up that way. This tree had a big seam the whole way up. It's all called. Sorry. Get excited. Just start cutting. This one too. First. That one all the way cut off. Whoa. Here, I pulled this one instead of plowing through those younger trees in front of me that are pretty healthy. I'd rather see me take this one that had a big rotten spot in it, but it's kind of in that smaller size category. And then one behind it had some issues going on too. know it looks like I do cut everything pretty hard, and they do want it cut brought down, so I do what they want me to do, but there's a big difference between cutting it hard and high grading it. So you're pulling out the nicest trees now, cutting it hard and pulling all the shit and leaving the nicest young ones to grow. There's a big difference. I would like to pull more of these shitty basswoods in here, but we were told not to harvest any of the basswood unless it's in our way or it's just all pulp, because it goes all in the pulp pile. They lose money on the basswood logs now, so no basswood logs for now. Ain't worth shit's pulp either. It doesn't weigh a damn thing. Compared to hard maple, it just takes up space on the truck where you could have hard maple. I definitely feel no guilt harvesting these trees that are past it. There's no shame if I can. Even this tree in front of me, I can tell just by how the bark looks. It's got bird peck on it. Rough, older looking bark versus the one next to it over here has the nice smooth bark. There's a seam tree behind all this. Tree's definitely hanging over my cap a little bit, so I'll send it this way. That 14-inch log looks pretty small. Board foot, 10-footer, it's not bad. Small tree. limb and the feed motors there is going to give you issues because I don't have shift grip. Because I got a limb behind it. Fucking stuff. Again and got one last result. I got this wire coming off. This just be like that. Smells the Chicks Gate. It's one of my dad's famous lines. Making mom mad. Close enough for the chicks again. Second bathroom break. Yeah. That made me think of a funny story. We got a female forester now. Young girl just graduated from college, she's like 25. But when she first started, you know, on these machines, you don't like climb down from your steps. At least most guys don't. Like you just hop out, you stand on your porch there, and you go to the bathroom if you gotta go pee. Like, you know, like. Not Shane, we're in the middle of the woods by ourselves most of the time. So I'm working in a clear cut. I gotta go to the bathroom. I hop out, stand on my porch, and I'm going to the bathroom. Well, I look to my right, which would be the front side of my machine facing like the road. I don't usually look that way, and you know, up comes walking the foresters, the new female forester and our old forester Colin, and here I am just standing there waving it around for everyone to see it. Oh, I apologize. there's one thing nice. So, moral of the story, since then I've had to be careful and look around and make sure the forester's not walking up someplace. One thing if it's a dude, but I'll keep that down. Yeah, only positive at least I wasn't taking a shit off my porch or something like that. I'd say that's a solid first impression. Solid impression. See if I meet someone. Big impression. Small wood is my kryptonite, I swear. I do not like small timbers. I do not like this. This is not fun.
Alright, so I'll sit here in my at-home studio and a little plaque in my wall says not before. This is the time of the last #1 single. It's the first single that went #1.
You gotta be careful if you're trying to open up for a log tree there. You don't want to knock any bark off that. Otherwise, you instantly devalue it, and then you might as well cut it down. So.
And Johnny had posted a little video or photo. I can't remember if I saw it. Just showing off the Jenny Nicole. I love it. And
I'm gonna pull this tree out of its canopy.
I'm going to continue to see great stuff from the band. I know it.
And that, it's got a little lean to it, but it isn't anything. That tree's gonna be huge the next time we come back. That'll be a nice 16-inch at least. It's probably 16 right now, but it'll be like 18-inch diamond hearted tree. Just tell by the bark on it. Nice smooth bark. Dissect enough trees, you know what the inside's gonna look like by the bark. That one will hopefully look like history that we're gonna cut. Open up a little bit. I hope that is not a basswood ahead of me. See that? That's a nice tree. I really hope it's not a basswood. It's tough to tell. I'm pretty far away right now. balancing a pool stick on your finger. You know, you want to pull it the opposite way you want the top to go. You don't want to push it. You don't, I don't think, fully learn the lesson not to push a tree until one takes off on you and lifts your head up. I had a cherry tree, the sun was shining in my eyes. I couldn't see it was hanging over the cab so much. My ergo grabbed onto it, cut it off, gave it a little push. Well, the little push just accelerated the top coming the other direction, and yeah, it was. I had to lifted my head up the wrong direction so fast. And all I could do to kind of maneuver my boom then to get it to not fall directly on my machine. With it still, and like my head was upside down by the boom tip there, like it went to hell quick. Yeah. And once you do that, you realize you don't push on anything like you should. Well, if you're gonna single back fall for the trap there, try and cut it off, but I know there's a rock I can roll in, so move it. Got it. Close enough. Get lucky every now and then. I'm for sure I'd be got that level. One more time. Oh, look at it. Too lucky not. No. Every now and then you just gotta get them perfect to show off a little bit. my brush's direction. All that ends up happening is I'll hit my machine and then scratch up a girl. I really like this harvester, so. It's a fucking basswood. God damn it. Hey, come on. Just give me one big one. Drove past so many big basswood now that I can't cut because they tell me not to, so. So easy to do. washer fluid's getting low. So it's some foam. Size hard maple right there. 22 inches. Up and over is the fall because it's heavy as fuck. Shut the front door. Shut the fuck up. Like, look at that. Like, goddamn. You don't think that's impressive? You don't know shit about logging. You get a fucking grapple skidder. I bet you it would have. Yeah, if the grapple could have pulled that out, I'd been surprised. That was fucking impressive. Top was buried in other trees down there. Like, you don't have to clean that window to show, but that, like, it was stuck in those trees. You can't do that with the Scorpion, that's for damn sure. So, ran a few, there's no slew power. Great visibility. Got no power in the fan. Heavy trees, you gotta be careful. A little more finesse when you come down. You got all that way. 3 10s and an 8 and that big ass top. Forgot I didn't want to pile wood here because I want to drive here, so. It's a good thing I got the front guarding for this machine because I do have an issue with backing into things without bumpers. Seems to be that case in all my vehicles too, like the truck.
So happy that you are joining me today here on
Just throw in reverse, don't fucking look. You know, you think it's clear.
What do you got going on today? Ready to go? Are you on motorcycle ride? If you're going motorcycle ride, please ride safe. Man, they're gonna be riding later, so make sure you're paying attention. If you're in a car, you can turn on your phone. It's hard to see motorcyclists as it is, but you're distracted. It's all the thing. And if you're the one on the bike, you know, defensive ride, make sure people are seeing you ride up. Yeah, but the next Shinedown song, Ice Nine Pills. Odds are, both of the next two songs are gonna be on the videos this week. I really think I'm gonna be there. Thoughts?
Fuck me, that's not counts. It's just garbage. Who likes cereal crackers? What sort of fucking weirdo likes cereal crackers? Sorry, stream, if I'm you get used to my inner monologue sometimes. Just ranting. Fucking pause that. He's over here and get one of them. See here, if I don't put these down right, then I'm gonna have to move them again because the scratch the hell in my cap. I know. I can spend a lot of time worrying about scratching the hell out of my machine, but all those little things pay off. I've never seen a good operator with a scratch their machine. You know, backing into things in the grill, that's a little different. That sucker can take a hit. That's some heavy steel on that garbage. I know what I'm doing or some shit. I know those like when these trees take a little time to pick apart when they're bigger, but they're definitely worth it. All these ones. That was a little longer than I'd like to spend on a tree, but it's also 124 or 120 board foot first cut, and then another 10 footer that was 16 inches. So there's 220 board feet the first two cuts. Third was 14, so there's 300. The second 8, or the last 8 was it's like 12 or something. Can't remember. That ain't much block though. It's like 350 board feet for one tree. And I know you're thinking, oh, that's not a lot, especially if you come from a place that uses a different log scale than us. Yeah, our log scale sucks. It's like the decimal C. It's a log scale or 16 inches. Magic number. 16-inch 10-footer on the small end is 100 board feet. The 16-inch 8-footer is 8 foot. Joseph Ferry, we are after hard maple logs. It's what they want. This corporation owns mostly hardwoods. It's all the old meat forest lands that got bought up and split. They have blocks of red pine and larch and this and that, but we're after hard maple, saw logs, and veneer. Generate quite a bit of pulp, but territory. The targets are on this side. That well, the first order of picking is anything that's going to lose value or any weeds. So you weed and then you pull your over 16. Over 16-inch diameter breast height is the second order, second category in order of removal. No matter if it's all pulp, well, whatever, it's over 16, that's what they want. Cut size after the weeds. Then we'll bring it down to 78. Hazel area. Pretty wild how well they know the ground they manage. They know the peak size of these trees. After 16 inches here, they do start to have issues. Like they have bigger hearts, small little buds, seams. It goes on, and that's their peak dollar here. Some stands it's 18 inches. Some it was over 20 again, but that was just, it's all the soil. Site we had that was over 20 inches was your first order of removal. I was not in the place in the harvester where that was a good time. That was a struggle ship. Those were big trees. There was a lot of time spent in each tree, but I'd love to go back to do that same site again. I'm gonna get this big log tree here. And probably that other big one down there. Honestly, these foresters aren't too picky. This company's really good to work for. Line, Great Lakes, I'll tell you who it is. One of the Singapore-based ones. We should have American shareholders. That's what I'm saying, but I don't know. I like the way they manage their timber. Breast high, 22 inches again. So yeah, according to their studies, this is past the prime in here, so it's got to go, and you can see they're not wrong. Look at the heart. Give this 5 more years, it's hollow. Maybe a little longer than that, but by the time you come back in here, that tree would be hollow. Or like this tree right here. Don't look like much. This is a little weed tree in here. And I can tell by the fact it doesn't have a defined like top. That's how it's growing. And it hasn't done anything ever. I bet you this tree right here is at least 50 years old. People up there argue with me, but I bet you couldn't count the growth rates in that. They're so tight. I cut a few little guys like that on my backyard with the brush clippers the other day to make some like fake logs for my daughter's log truck. And I picked trees like that for that, and then I counted the rings on it, and my wife couldn't believe how old little 1-inch pieces were. Like, they were so tight I could barely count them, but my best guess was over 50 years. What happens is they'll get, once they lose in the competition for sunlight going up, they're stunted. Like they don't get enough light to grow ever, and they just keep losing. And what happens is they'll tie in with the bigger tree that is there on the canopy, and the bigger tree will give it nutrients and support, and it'll keep it alive at a cost to itself. Just little stunted little weeds. It's crazy to help each other out like that, but nothing grows in the shade. Look here how dark it is here normally. There's not even grass in the ground growing places. tried to cut it off. I know. Got her. Better, but yeah, there's a lot of big trees up here. When they're on, I'm gonna get distracted. I can just tell you that. Should just stay up here and nothing's tomorrow. Big dog. for 20 minutes. Running over the. You're not supposed to be that strong. You're just not. You're not supposed to have that much power. Bomb your ass off. Our pulp wood only has to be above like 6'6", something like that. 6'6" to 108 inches, I think, is the maximum. 100 inches, the piece length, like you're supposed to launch it. But there's a lot of wiggle room in there. I take full advantage of it. Oh, I'm gonna pull one or two more of these nice lock trees here. I can't just leave it be here. It's just not how I like cotton. What happened is Jeff, the other harvester up here, other company man up here in the company machine, he's gonna be back next week at some point. I don't want Jeff to start up here in my best timber, so my best bet is to just cut it. It isn't like Jeff and I sit and fight over timber. It's not really a big deal to him at all. More so to me, so he would just do it because that would be the next start. But I don't want to give up big log trees. That tree was really fucking dead and I should have front cut it so much. I do think one of these, you throw a clam bunk on back here, that would be a pretty slick unit to extract wood out of the woods by yourself. Simple something where you could just put the log right there, close her up, run her out. Alright, we'll get one more, then I'll probably get back to my normal trail. Chevy Speed, how are you doing tonight? Chevy Speed, it is 11:41 on a Saturday morning. That's Joseph Ferry. There is a lot of thinking to get at. I guess, I don't know. I've been doing harvesting timber. So out of high school, I started logging. My dad and uncle, that's kind of a fuck. I was getting in trouble. Then money and whatever. So I started piece cutting. Then that was 15 years ago. So when you're around it, and I grew up in a household of logging, like my grandpa logged, the third generation here doing this. I don't work for my dad and uncle anymore when they're logging, but you do it enough every day for 15 years, and this is all I've done. I don't have hobbies. I enjoy doing this on the weekend. Like, it isn't too much thinking. It's kind of muscle memory. When you first started to harvest, yeah, there was a lot of fucking thinking. My brain was burned at the end of the day, but like running a chainsaw all day at the end, like I didn't think about running my chainsaw. I was thinking about other shit. Just kind of sort of daydreaming, making the cuts. Like any other job you've been in for a long time. I do miss piece cutting some days, but I don't miss having to piece cut every day. If that makes any sense. Like, well, that's it, and that's your only source of income is that chainsaw. Monday through Friday. Burn gas, kill trees, and that's it. Like, it wears you down pretty quick. You don't have the energy on the weekends to do much. Spent 12 years of my life piece cutting. A lot of good memories, but all you do when you piece cut is you give up the top dollar to the guy who's ever got the equipment that's picking up the wood, and you take all the risk for peanuts. All I want to do. So the last year, my old kind partner and I ran together. I trained him in, and then we cut together for a couple of years because it worked out pretty well. But I'd dump and buck the logs out, and we'd process the tops quick, and man, could we get through the trees in a day. But we were pulling down is between like 35,000 board feet to 50,000 board feet of logs a week, plus the pulpwood on top of that. And like we're getting $43 a thousand. And you tell me that's not just like highway robbery? Like, my God, 50,000 board feet of logs to make 2,000 and some bucks? Like, are you like pulpwood? Yeah, the pulpwood adds up, but at $43 a thousand, our pulpwood you're getting like 17 something a cord. You know, you adding those hundreds of cords after that, like add that up. But I don't know. You get sick of the guy you're working for constantly running around and doing truck shit. you're sweating. Well, that's the way logging goes. I said one more. Let's see the big juicy guy up here. He's lost all his friends. I'm not gonna make him hang out by himself. It's not cool, bro. I'm gonna get rid of these. That one didn't have a canopy. The top. Stuff like they do. Said before, when they don't have that defined top, they're probably stunted as hell. Like this one, no defined top, like it's just a flat area up there. It's probably been like that for 50 years. It already lost its competition all time to try it. Ripping it up some there, pulling the roots out, you get nice exposed soil for something new to drop some seed in there and start again. This might be our other road right up in here. That's our other road, then I can process these trees here. I got this in my head already, I might as well run it back to my pile, but then it'd be a shorter skid out to that road than it would be back to the other one. That would keep the wood up above this hill that we're working on, that trucks are having a hard time pulling out of wet. Get these processed, I'm gonna go take a peek. Then I would start running strips off that other road. Too nice to rod dragging these trees back like this. I could have just processed them up there and expected them to fall off the trail and get them picked up. But can do something well. Now I'm gonna go check out that. I see all this driving back and forth I'm doing here. This is a total waste of time. And if it wasn't a Saturday and these weren't big trees, I probably wouldn't do this. So I got another big one right there to cut. I got to come back for. But it's Saturday. Rod's not waiting on me. He's not here. Just do a loop in here and pull all these big ones out. It's very strong temptation. I'm having a hard time resisting right now. This is just a roll, a wet spot, or a roll. Light. Looks like a wet spot. Yeah, but that one. Do you think the road is off in the distance past there? A big tree. You're looking at the Ergo I traded in? Yeah. One second. I'm going to go to the bathroom quick. Then I'll tell you. I would get that machine. I didn't have... If they go through it, I'll tell you what needs to be done in 1 second. All right, I'm back. I don't know if you're still there, but the thoughts on my old Ergo. That was a good machine. If you got a pen and paper, I would take this down so you make sure you make note and have them go through it, because I can tell you everything that had a little issue with it that I didn't do over breakup because of straightening it in. So, they probably put a new boom chain on it for the extensions because I was just about out of adjustment on that boom chain. So that means it's fully stretched, needs a new boom chain. The gear selector, so when, well, it high or low range just fine. But when you go in high range, there's something with Dax was telling me that it's bleeding oil in the transmission somewhere, hydro. So I was getting some hydro in the transfer case to the back bogies there. It wasn't a major issue. He told me what the fix was. I can't quite remember, but I would put it in high gear, run it around the lot, and you get some oil out and tell them to fix it. That was it. And then other than that, that machine ran well. I kept up on it. The head's seen some wood. That's like typical for the head its age, and that was another issue I was running into with that machine. Like, I was gonna need a head on it pretty soon because it was showing its age. Like, they fatigue, and you think of how fast a bucket wears out. Well, like, your head is like the bucket on a harvester, and the steel does wear out eventually, and that head was getting thin. Say that, but other than the tractor itself was phenomenal. I like the machine. I miss it. I did miss it. But it's really raining out now. But I do think that would be a safe bet on tractor. It didn't burn oil. It didn't, like, it just ran. It ran well too. I started, like, preheater works. I don't know, you're gonna have your little issues with the harvester. Holy shit, is that windy out. So Dennis, yeah, I don't think it'd be a bad bet. It's really windy out. Like, when I traded that machine in, the day they pulled it off that week, I still was cutting 70 cords a day in the large. Like, it was a good machine. Like, holy fuck, is that windy out. I'm a little nervous to cut the street down, I'll be honest. This is, hope it doesn't break off on me. I might call this a day after this. Where did this come from? Yeah, Dennis, they gave me $225 on trade, or $225 or $215 on trade, one of the two. That's what they gave me for that ergo. So, just in case you wanted a little baseline where you thought. And honestly, for that, like, if you're getting into that machine for close to that, and they went through it, that's a good machine. Like, you could go through and pick your, like, oh, there's a few of the MR valve seals for the crane could use a read for some new washers. Like, there's little things that every harvester has. Like, but for a $13,000 machine, no. Holy shit, is this coming down? Oh my god. I'm worried a tree might fall on me. Holy shit. spin on the pedal. Oh, this is wild. It's a bad time to remember I left my truck window open. And Dennis, if they put a new head on that Ergo, I traded it on it. That was one option I was considering, and I would have held on to it for quite a while because it was a strong running tractor. Like that, I never doubted that. Yeah, I did take pretty good damn care of it. Like it's my shit. Take care of it. And the guys that got it from before, well, it came from Wild Rivers. They had it originally, and they took pretty good care of it too. Like they're not the operator they had in it was pretty good. I talked to someone from Wild Rivers before I bought it. It has all the, I don't know, I like the features on it too, like the hood, the upper body, like it was a 2016, and then like since then they really haven't changed that much. It was so similar to the brand new one that they brought out for Nichols to demo that I didn't even bother getting in the new one with the 8 on it, because it's like it's the same damn machine. Like other than the new one had DEF on it. There's another positive with that 16 Ergo. There's no DEF. I seem to go through enough of that. I'm about 2.5 gallons to every 100 gallons of fuel. And this bear definitely drinks some more fuel. Okay. I can't run. I can't get 2 days without filling up. It's got a 100-gallon tank. Bunch of time right now. Got me thinking about my old Ergo. You know, going on about it, but put it this way: that my old Ergo got me to the point where I could get this bear, and that's how solid of a machine it was. It ran great for me. Like I had a lot of wood in that machine. For a long time. When I told Jimmy, "Oh, Jimmy, you won't have any trouble selling this one," and he didn't seem to think so. I did have that. So before I got that machine, I had him repaint it. Too, so you're aware that is an original paint, but it wasn't like it's all beat to shit. It just was, the paint was faded, and I think if the machine looks new, you take care of it. Issues that help you, because you can, if you note them and you spot them, they'll take care of them. So welcome. But the one in the high-low gear selection and high gear, the losing a little coil, that'd probably be your biggest one in the boom chain. Boom chain is not cheap to replace. But I had the internal boom hoses replaced by Ponzi. Not last winter, but the winter before that. So those should be pretty good shape. If it's me, I'd have to do it again just because I don't want it. I'll probably get. I haven't looked at the ones in this one yet. I assume they're in good shape because they went through and changed just about every other horn hose on this machine. But I'll probably look at them this fall, and if there's any really wear on them, I'll probably change it going into the winter. Because I'd rather spend a couple $1,000 having them come out and change them preemptively than have them blow in the back of the cut. Spend multiple days. They can't come out the first day you blow them, so I'm down for a few days, and then yeah. I'd rather spend the money, get ahead of it, and never think about it again. Shit, the day before, like it was the last week I had my ergo, I put two brand new boom tip down to the head hoses on it, so those are two brand new. One blew, and I had them both with me, and I said, fuck it, I'm not gonna not change it both. Yeah, that one was like pretty warm, so that's your supply and your return. I changed both those the last week I had it. The bolts holding the feed motors on the housings, it could use new housings, is what it could use. Because on the bolts there, the holes are stripped out of them. So I ran longer bolts through and then put double nuts on the back of them to hold them in place, because the threads on the bolt holes were too stripped out. And that seems to have worked, but that was one issue I had with that, the feed motors. It kept loosening up on me. Other than that, I would be pretty confident with that machine for what it's going to sell for. Yeah, you're going to get your money out of it, harvesting wise. If you really if you want proof on the machine, you go back in my YouTube channel. All of my old videos is that ergo working pretty much, and up until the day I traded it, hopped on the trailer, traded in. That morning I was cutting wood with it until they showed up with my new one. So I know I trust them going through it too, especially if you point out the things they said to them, that they're gonna fix it and it'll be right. I don't know how many other places are like that. I've had a pretty good experience dealing with Ponzi over the years now. Like I can't really rip on them. I like all the people there. I like the guys in the front desk. I like the mechanics. I get along with them. I think a lot of it's the attitude you approach them with is reciprocated. I mean, they're not gonna, not everything is their fault. Like, people who blame them for everything that goes wrong in their machine, yeah, that would get pretty old if I worked at Ponzi, and I probably wouldn't treat you very nicely either. But I guess I'm not one of those people. It's my fault if it breaks. I did something wrong. But then that's who they help, and I have no complaints, none. Like my first machine, I think your first machine through Ponzi, and I could be dead wrong on this, but I think they overcharge you. No matter who you are, I think your first machine you pay too much for. It gets your foot in the door, but you realize what they're capable of. Yeah. Like I got that second Ergo I had, I definitely got a lot better price for a way more capable machine. Like my first harvester from them was a 2010 Ergo. With Jimmy told me it had 17,000 hours on the time, which turns out it was 17,000 crane hours, not machine hours. Machine hours is 21,000, but I paid $215,000 for that machine, and that was way too fucking much. So that's why I only had it 6 months and traded it back in. Soon something a lot nicer to be fun. Harvesters are one of those things, you're only making money if it's working. Like, you're not making anything when you're working on it. It's costing you money. So you're better off to spend more, get a more reliable harvester, and spend more time in the seat and less time wrenching it. It's just my opinion. You get too cheap on them, like it's slippery slope. Looks like the wind's died down at least. On like what you're trying to cut with the harvester. Like if you're cutting aspen and softwood, you don't need much of a harvester. Really don't. Like it different ball game. Like it just needs to barely run. It doesn't have to be the most powerful or greatest. Just consistently run. If you're trying to feed hardwood all the time, you're gonna need something strong. You're gonna need something powerful. You need something built for it. Or just blast. It's a big fucking tree. Definitely won't want to be piece cutting in this weather. The lightning's coming down pretty bad. No problem, Dennis. Like I said, I like that old machine. Nothing wrong with it. Makes me happy someone's looking at it to get it, because like I said, it was nothing wrong with it. Dennis, if you do end up going that route with that Ergo and you want some chains and shit, I have 2 big totes of 90 drivers. And I have doors of GB bars around for that machine too. That some of them you get a little run in the straightener, but at least most of them are still pretty good. Like, if you're interested, get off from my dad and uncle have a Scorpion with an H7 on it. And I offered him the my uncle, but yeah, my uncle don't really get along with it. Like shit, both those tubs and 90 drivers, there's probably at least 30, 40 chains in each one, and they're like watertight proof containers. I'd do like $50 or something at the top. I don't really care. I got my use out of them. They're all they need is a sharpening shit. Some of them I've sharpened that I'm not gonna throw a 90 driver bar on this machine. Just not gonna happen. Look pretty silly. Cut would be all weird. I would definitely get that Ergo before Scorpion. If you're looking at something that route, I would go that route. Because if you run into like a used Scorpion, you're looking at a whole different bag of issues. And I'm not trying to talk shit on them, but they're not exactly the easiest machines to work on. Especially when you start after working on things on the tractor on them, like not the head. The head is the same no matter what. Ergo, Scorpion, the 7's a 7 and 8's an 8. Like, it's going to be the same. But when you start working on the tractor, that's where the differences are. And those Scorpions just suck ass to work on. They just suck. Everything's tight in there. Everything's underneath something or around something. And it's not for me. I don't care if it gave me x-ray vision to see through the forest. Its visibility was that good. I still just don't. Like those Altec ones, or like even the Rodney wheeled harvesters with all the tractors open up and expose all your pumps and everything like that. That's the shit I like seeing in a harvester. I don't want all this compact mess. Like, it just makes it tough to work on when I'm the one wrenching on it. Into that dark abyss ahead of me. I don't know, Dennis, were you coming out of an Ergo before, or this is your first harvester? Because like if you were in an older model Ergo, you'll love it as far as the features and the little things. the electronic hood rates, the electronic cab tip, like the little things that make your life easier versus the other ergos, the older ones. Well, there's some machines that I'd like to drive, but as far as dream machine, this right here is this pair. This is a dream machine. I can't imagine being in a rotating cab or any of the right hand crane harvesters. I just moving around that much in a day would really get to me. Like I don't want to fall in the moon. Therefore, there's limited options for fixed cab harvesters. Gary Bailey, what am I doing with this wood? Well, the logs go to the sawmill. Logs. The logs and veneer. We have bolts, which go to the pallet. They make them into pallets. Then we have a massive paper mill. Billerud. They chew over 1,000 cords a day of wood. Which would be quite a bit. 1,500 cords a day they eat up. It's a lot. And then we also have an LP smart side mill pretty close that Aspen goes to. And we got all sorts of markets for this. I'm in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan here. Logging's pretty popular. Yeah, anything that's under 8 inches goes in the pulp pile. Anything that won't make a log pulp. Bolts we sort from 11.5 down to 10 or 8 inch in the hardwood. Most of I'm looking for saw logs, so like 2 here, 4 is the big ones. Firewood. You know how many homes you can eat? What I gotta cut in a week? I was not familiar with cords, or the term is like a pallet, so it'd be Billerud will eat. Our Michigan log trucks run at 60 tons, and you gotta eat quite a few log trucks a day. Keep the paper pulp flow. They were like a high grade paper. like that shiny stuff. Back in the magazine era, that mill was booming. They've kind of adapted and changed. They're one of the most modern paper mills in the country. They're built in the 90s, so they have their own power plant. And they also have another mill in Escanaba. Definitely not as nice as new. You see that lightning? Oh shit. Cutting these out of the way, this heavy leaner is going to flop on them all if I don't. So, I'd rather have them more open than look at broken trees. Something. What's an East Coast thing, Gary Bailey? The Scorpions or what? The Rodney. Or the Rodneys I was talking about before I noticed them. Comment. To me, those Rodneys don't look like bad machines at all. I don't know if I'd like the heads on them. I think they look like they do a lot of things right. Harvesters, that is. I haven't heard anything good about the four-wooders, but you can kind of see why. Like, I've heard their turning radius just sucks. You can see it, though, their back bogies are so far away from their center section that really gives you a shitty turning radius. It came in the mail last night, but I had ordered a little die-cast 830, I think it's L Tiger Cat, the track leveler model for my daughter to play with, and I really like it, but I would love to get one of those big track Tiger Cats to try. It would be nice having 75,000 pounds underneath your ass. That would be nice. I just don't. So I guess I just don't see him being any more productive in this type of wood because of your limited reach. There's a lot of things on him that I just feel like this setup with this style crane is probably one of your best bets for hardwood crane. I could go as light as I wanted to. Patch leave a lot more trees, but I'm told not to. So it isn't that I can't thin lighter, it's I'm told not to thin lighter. What? First time Al, the forester, came out to the site after I've been here for like a week, I could see her walking around with her prism, taking plots. She comes and talks to me and is like, "Oh, how's it looking?" I was like, "Oh, it's all right." I was like, "What?" I had it looking like a freaking park, man. It was beautiful. I was like, "It's all right." And she's like, "Well, you could have cut more." I was like, "Well, say less, Al." So that was the last time I was told to cut more on this side. I was sitting at about 110, 120. Like I picked out most of the bigger log trees, but I'd left quite a few nice ones. So don't cut them. So all right, no problem. Shit, I got this bear around in a first thinning, a large. This is the first site it's delivered on. It was tight. I could fit. Couldn't turn in the roads. You just go straight. Okay, you don't need to go dancing around. Just go straight. I have my lights on right now in the middle of the day. Looks brighter on the camera, actually. It's pretty dark in here. Like, lighting was screwing me up here. Right now it's on top of like an old stump and I'm just sideways in the cab. Very unusual feeling. Oh, I'm up there. Hit me. This tree right here, unless there's an issue on the backside, which it almost looks like they could. Nice tree for next time. Stretched bark this year, that's for damn sure. When they stretch bark and you should see that pink in them, it means they grew quite a bit diameter-wise this year. Like an oak tree will stretch its bark too when it's growing real well. Where you get the pinkish color in between the bands. I said this earlier today, but it's wild how much you can tell when you've looked at enough of them what the bark says about the inside of the tree. In a hard maple, it's going to tell you everything. Like this one right here, I can guarantee this tree has a tiny heart. Just, it's going to be tiny. I'll show you. Cutting this down, and the tree's heart's going to be tiny. It's a young, healthy-looking bark that looks like it grew well the whole time. Never was stunted, never held back. It got to be all it could be. Look at that white meat, that white sawdust that came off there. It's all white. Look at the heart on that. What did I say? Look at the heart. Look at the heart. It's almost not even there. Look at how it just started to expand though. If you see that secondary little circle around it, that heart was just starting to expand. Yeah. A few years sooner, this would have been one of those tiny diamond hearts. Either way, this heart on this one is still really nuts. It isn't like this is a bad heart. No, it's still within the spec to make prime veneer. Sorry, I was just trying to look what I could see in the frame of the camera. I'm not always sure what I'm showing you. I don't use the proportional tilt. I probably should, but I got so used to my old ergo. It had it too, though, but I would just, it was either up or down. And then, like, I had my angles that I limited at with the saw, and that's still the same angles I use. This one's getting pinched because of the way it's pushing. Pressure on the limb. Bottom still, the knife should be able to get it. Or not. Situation. I wish I cut an 8-footer on logs, but picks it up because chances are he'll be on top of it, the limb, and then when he goes to pick up the log, he'll rip it right off. Risky. Right there, you get that tip pinched. I stopped keeping my chainsaw in this cab. I've decided I'm not gonna. I get my exercise before my shift and on the weekends, but I'm not gonna get out in the middle of the day and go run my chainsaw to dump trees to limb them. No. This morning there's a bunch of butt outs on the landing. I just split with my maul for like 30 minutes, splitting firewood instead of stopping, getting out with my chainsaw, put gas and go dump tree. I ended up losing like an hour, a day trying to get my exercise. But still piece cutting something. No, fuck that. Still get my exercise, but I'm not going to do it when this machine should be on and cut wood. Fine too if I get my exercise and break a good sweat in the morning before I start operating my workout in, that I have a much better shift. Like way better operator. There's definitely something to be said about that. I like to think what my grandpa would think about me having this type of equipment now. So my dad and uncle bought out my grandpa back in the day when my grandpa wanted to retire. He started winter logging in 1956 when he got back from Korea. His military pay there, he got wounded and got a Purple Heart, all that good stuff, and bought a 40, cut it. We still have the 40 he bought, and he started logging that way. Then he carried it out. He grew his company over that, raised his kids. My dad and my uncles. My dad had 2 brothers, a sister, so they had 4 kids, and he grew it over the years. But in that time period, logging kind of stalled for a while as chainsaws advanced, but then all of a sudden you had this massive leap towards the end of his career into mechanical harvesters. And like my dad and uncle, their last, when my grandpa passed in 2012, the 4-wheeler they had then, my grandpa said to him, "Oh, this will be your last 4-wheeler you'll ever need." Yeah, because he was so blown away by how far they had come, and that 4-wheeler was a single bunk John Deere 1010D. It was a 2006. So, so if that, like, it's wild how far it's come. And now, like, my dad has a Buffalo and Scorpion. I have my own company, like I left them in 2018, and I have my own shit. I got my own harvester and Wizen. Like, I just think my grandpa think that's pretty cool. I think it kind of blow his mind what I can get done in a day with this thing. Like my great Uncle Monty, my grandpa's brother, was 92 when he died in 2001. It's the first of my grandpa's brothers born here in the U.S. My great grandpa came over to the U.S. when he was 15 years old on a boat from Austria. Now, how many 15-year-olds nowadays are going across the fucking globe to start a new life? Like, I want to know that. That doesn't happen too often. But anyways, they would log with horses, and he's big into draft horses and pull horses, and he'd pull logs and help my grandpa with his horses. Pretty cool. My family's lived in the same spot on Upper Pine Creek Road since my great-grandpa got land there in the early 1900s. My family, it's expanded, yeah. But like my great-uncle Henry still lives in the original Wender farmhouse out there. Edelweiss Farm. Wild Henry is still alive. Jeez. Last of my grandpa's brothers still around. No. People always ask me too, like, oh, are you related to this so and so? Yes. Yes, we are all related. My grandpa had 8 brothers. We all are related. It comes from one. Well, some are more distant than others, and we don't. Shit, I don't even know half of my relatives, but we all are related. Oh, I zigzagged there. I seen this big tree. Damn. Turning out pretty good. That one. There we go. That's the next target. It's gonna be a little butthurt about the zigzag, but he's good enough. He can deal with it. But I'm the only harvester out here. Rod doesn't complain too much because he can keep up pretty easy. So when you get both of us out here, we do have to do pretty nice work for him to stand it. Fuck me. Dead tree. Oh. That's gonna leave it dead. Yeah, open my door panel. What is that guy? You guys just got quite a view there. Good thing you tuned in. Jeez, this is some live action. Here I am moving brush around to make sure I don't scratch my machine, and then wham, get hit by a dead tree out of nowhere. That's cool. That's cool. That's how it is though when you get hit by shit in the woods. Like I got hit by a dead tree when I was piece cutting, and it broke 4 vertebrae, and I never heard it coming. Just whacked. There it was. Working on the last piece in the top of a tree I felled a few hours, like an hour and a half before. Fallen a big group of them and dumped a whole tank worth, and they came back to process and working on that last tree and the last piece, and I guess an hour later that she just wanted to let go and whack. Wrong place at the wrong time. I'm gonna get out and close my compartment quick. Look at the aphids when I hit that tree though. I don't know if they come on the camera, like if you can see that. I'm pretty sure that those are fully developed aphids. Like, look at them. ammo.
I used to be in a band called the Dirty Pearls, and my bass player, Doug, he didn't talk much. He was a man of very few words, but when he did speak, they were words of wisdom. They really were. The guy should have written like Portuguese or something. Maybe there's something about bass players. Like I came across this quote the other day that was said by a famous bass player. Here it is. Never miss an opportunity to keep your damn mouth shut. I could sometimes that does. Anyhow, who said these wise words? Gene Simmons, Kiss, Duffy Kagan, Guns N' Roses, Michael Jackson, or Nikki Sixx of Motley Crue.
What time is it?
We'll be playing with this band right after Black Sabbath.
Those trees I felled kind of ripped some of the smaller limbs off, so I'm hanging it. Full pole. There we go. Wonder what if I should roll it says it right now. Because in these machines you got a little dial where you increase or decrease your windshield wipers from like the percentage of speed. It's pretty nifty. You really fine tune them in. It's actually wild. Some of the shit that's in this machine. Like, I got an oven in here I could throw, you know, like a dish in. Which I don't understand why they put a food warmer in these, because if you've ever put like your bars and chains in the front compartment above your engine, they get too hot to even touch. I don't know why you need an oven when you have a compartment like that on the outside, but I don't know. You eat goofy Europeans over, you know. I get it. You want to eat your hot meal in the day. Makes sense, but. I swerve around a little bit and hear Rod give Rod something to do for longer when he's looking around for wood. He was on my ass after caught up to me. I'm like, what is this guy? And of course, like, he shows up early, so like he's whatever lead I had on him from the night before, because I usually don't call after he goes. I haven't picked up. It's like waiting. He knows what time I'm going to show up. I show up at the same time every day. Like, I'm not going to be the first one here. No, it's not. But I'm also going to be the last one to leave. So I'm going to be here at 6:30. He's going to be in my machine. Hear that? I'm going to, since it's showing up at 5, Rod, to get the lead cleaned up, then he'll sit and wait. And Kevin's out here too, the piece cutter. So Kevin again starts at about the same time because he's a piece cutter and needs the sun to come up. Like, so trying keep him distracted maybe a little bit, keep him busy. Do some circles and zigzags, double back on myself. If I double back, he'll send me a text on Monday morning. What the fuck? You cutting like you're blind again. Something along those lines. I'm really pissing my Cheerios for the morning, but that's Rod. it didn't stop cutting because it got windy as shit before. It seems to stop now. It's pretty risky for a second there. one disadvantage of not being able to see shit in front. God damn it. Falling apart right now. I'm thinking about going home. That's what I'm falling apart. We got about 150 yards to the end. Same spot in the trail. Every time I get to this spot in the roll, it's because the trees really tapered off. It starts getting frustrating.
This song that just makes you want. Coincidence or conspiracy? This song. So just perhaps this was the song.
But then, oh, this is gonna get my whole screen banned. Whatever. Just enjoy it. Oh, won't even come in on XM. Come on, baby. Hey, Paul. There you see me go forward off the stump. I'm not pushing on that tree. I'm trying to go forward. 1 second. So my hinge can come off the stump. And it doesn't crack the lock. Let's see if turn this fucking interruption on. It's like if my back cut's always gonna try and be above my front cut on these trees. So if I just start pulling back on these, it will end up cracking that log on that little hinge there. So I go up a little bit and forward until I see it come off the stump there, then I go straight back. Or wherever I want to move my top. Not necessarily straight back. Match your cuts up there, you can feel it, and it'll kind of, the tree will kind of roll more, and then you can go straight back without coming up and on. But you have that hinge on the front there that it's got to go up first. A little bit. Oh. Such shitty reception. I think it's because I didn't thin enough behind me. I do think that. Big time. The guy who's talking about looking at my old ergo is still watching. Yeah, you get that machine and play the CD player. I left the surprise in there. I think you like it. I know I liked it. I left the Kanye West CD in there for you. You know, the next guy. It's the one with Stronger on it. If you listen to that on repeat like 6 times in the morning, your day's set. That don't kill me. That why did I do that? That's dumb. I'm gonna thin my way out to this road, cut my way out, probably call it a Saturday. Go grease my machine, get ready to go for Monday. My wife said I am not allowed to come out tomorrow, so that's a big NO on Sunday shift. I'm guessing we're gonna have this baby this weekend, sometime. So I may be away for a few days. A day or so. My wife is a very strong woman. She doesn't expect me to take weeks of time off to help her care for her newborn. I don't have boobs. I can't breastfeed. I can go to work. Make sure we still have everything we need. Cat has nipples too, but you can't milk. Huh, Greg? You can milk the cat. Holy shit, I've been streaming on here for 4 hours already? Goodness, this is my... I cut for a while before I started, so it's me working a normal Saturday, I guess. Boy, Ninja better watch out. Twitching in your face here. Someone got in a hurry the other day. Someone beat me. Could have made one over there. It's like I went over a big. This is like an old road here. We were filming something the other day when I was out. Far to the line, but not far. I guess I'll just gut it out and cut the asphalt. So on Monday, if I came back to this spot, I wouldn't start right here. I would still start out at the road, work my way in, and then when I got over here, I would just jump over. I really don't like cutting out by any sort of road. I've got these corporate lands, old road, new road, landing road, this road, you name it. If it's a road, I don't like cutting by it. It just really sucks. Trees grow differently. Their limbs are always thicker because they had more sunlight at one point. Always rocks all turned up on the side, just never. Happy Nichols makes Jeff go through and cut the road out every time when we start the site. And I just hop in the woods because that is not my thing. I do not like cutting the road out. I think it's dumb. I think it's dumb that we do it all at once. I get it, you want to get sunlight, but like, we cover enough ground, just cut the road out when we're going by it. Like, open it up when you're going through it. Not like spend days working on it. You guys can't even see that. Yeah, I think that just about does it for me today. I think I'm gonna finish this on Monday. It's not like I'm gonna finish this site. We got about 400 acres left, so. You guys have a good one. Thanks for watching.